Wow, that video actually synced up really well to what you were talking about.
Yay! That was an accident.
That never happens.
No. I mean, it could have been slightly longer, but that's fine. I probably didn't need to put in the exhibit joke, but come on.
I heard you like Doom, so we put Doom in your Doom so you can Doom while you Doom.
Well, I didn't want to actually make that joke, so I just said it in their face. American rapper and television host.
Yeah, exactly. It's so good.
Yeah. We weren't actually sleeping, though, but we did do a lot of sleep. Look how well rested we both look. We just feel so fresh.
Thank God.
I mean...
I was going to say, you guys did not look well rested when you came back from your vacation.
No, jet lag was so real.
So jet-lagged.
So real. That was really weird. Hey, you know what I liked? What I, as a Crash Bandicoot fan, found most interesting about that animated clip was the shot of Cortex's henchmen. It's the bosses from it's the bosses from the first Crash Bandicoot game, except there's bosses there that aren't in the first game, that only show up in the second game.
Wow, it's like they had a really good plan.
Well, I mean, obviously that they like concepted these characters for the first game, but like the Komodo brothers, and I actually can't even remember. I don't think Tiny was in the first game. Maybe he was, but the Komodo brothers definitely weren't, and they're in that really early animation test.
And the thing about Crash being like
a failed Cortex experiment
is not a thing. Right?
No, that's true. That's
true.
Yep, that was his backstory before.
Okay.
Graham is like
I wasn't sure whether in the world of Crash Bandicoot that's just what bandicoots are.
I mean, it could go either way, really.
No, it's a sort of a Ninja Turtles kind of thing. This Cortex was trying to make. The Grave of the Fireflies candy was legit. That's a real thing that happened.
Oh, yeah. It was...
Right. Tiny was in the second game. The first game had Koala Kong. Right. So Tiny and the Komodo brothers are in that cutscene.
The koala's in there.
Yeah, the koala's in there too, but the koala was in the first game and Tiny was in the second game. So.
Paul, come into the middle.
Oh, in the middle? All right.
Well, because then I'm closer to the microphone.
That's
right?
a good idea, yeah.
Right, so I realized that we've been doing this, and I'd moved to the back, and that means, like...
Yeah, no, that's a good call. I actually like the Street Fighter thing, by the way. I like the idea of being able to earn through playing the game.
They released updated versions where you had to buy a whole new game, but, like, yeah... However...
You could unlock everything in the game.
Yes, exactly. Saying that it's the first iteration of the franchise where you didn't have to pay is bullshit. Because everything that came on the Street Fighter 2 Super Nintendo cartridge, you could just play.
Mm-hmm. Like, I think if they...
Right? Or unlock.
I think if they they could change the messaging of it, right? So, because, like... a game or a thing where you play the game and unlock the characters as you play the game is a pretty standard thing. Like that's how we did things for 15 years.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we went to you could unlock the thing or you could pay the money to do it. And then we went to you just pay the money to do it. And so now this is just like if they rather than being like it's DLC, but you can also pay for it by playing the game. If it was just like, these are unlockable characters, but you can speed things up by paying money if you want, that might be a better messaging for it.
Yeah.
rather, because the problem, having the dual currencies thing always makes me a little concerned. Because it's always going to be that the free currency is going to be...
Oh, well, like I said in the story, you're going to have to grind and grind and grind, right?
Presumably.
I've never seen a game where if there's a free currency and a paid currency, you don't have to completely grind unless it's like that is just how the monetization system works in most games. The only there's a few companies who don't do it like that, but that's usually...
Zeke and Nubis, obviously the biggest probably the biggest news story that happened in the game's space while we were away was the very sad and abrupt passing of Satoru Iwata, which, because we were in Japan at the time, Kathleen and myself, that was big news there. That was lead news story there. But there's not We don't have a desire to make a joke about that,
No.
so that didn't get into the actual episode.
No.
Because that's actually just sad. So.
And the thing is, I mean, if CheckPoint had come out like very quickly after he had passed away, we might have done like a moment of silence or something.
Yeah.
But now it's been like a week and a half.
It's weird.
Yeah. Apparently there's like thousands and thousands of people out for his memorial service
Yeah,
and stuff.
4,000
Yeah.
people showed
Which is
up.
pretty awesome.
I read about the new MTGO updates earlier today.
Oh, what did they do?
So they changed. They're changing Phantom Points into Play Points, and they're constructed events you can buy in.
Phantom points is what you get when you get a phantom when you win a phantom draft.
Yeah, you get them from stuff like Cube and things like that, or flashback drafts. And so they're changing it so that you can buy into constructed events with these play points, and the constructed events will also pay out in play points and or boosters. Because the complaint they're addressing here, which this is very, very neatly addressing, is that for constructed players, currently it pays out in booster packs. So if you win a constructed,
And constructed players don't care about booster packs.
well, no, because you can only buy into constructed events with ticks.
Right.
So you have to take your booster packs, go to a bot, sell the booster packs for tickets, and then buy back into another event. And the booster pack, cost per, the tickets per booster pack on Magic Online is down right now.
Right.
And so it really sucks for constructed players. They can't just I won, run it back, right? So this affects that. I think this seems like a good solution. They also increased the payouts and buy-ins for constructed events, but the buy-ins are now... They didn't do that evenly, so the buyouts are much higher.
Or the buy-ins are much higher and the payouts are a little higher.
Yeah, and so people are pretty
So
upset.
The ratios are a little low. Yeah.
Well, people are upset that it's now so much more expensive to buy in. So it's interesting.
Eric points out that booster pack value also tanks the longer the format is running.
Yeah.
So this means that if you win a constructed event, like previously under the previous system, you'd won a constructed event late in the format, then you would get less prize basically because the booster value.
Well, also
wasn't there.
this will affect booster value across the board because there's not so many more boosters flooding in from constructed players.
So
Right.
is it you can choose how do you get your prize?
I think so.
And so it's kind of cool.
This doesn't affect limited play at all that I'm aware of. I mean, I guess
Well, except for the phantom.
your
stuff,
phantom points now become play points.
which is kind of interesting. Like it's interesting to actually be getting some value from phantom drafts, whereas previously, I mean, you obviously get to play,
Yeah.
but previously you don't actually get. No matter how well you do in your phantom draft, you don't get anything, right?
Yeah. So
that's kind of cool.
Pete the McMeat, they can't pay out in tickets because it varies region by region, state by state, that sort of thing. If they pay out in tickets, they fall.
Is it a gambling law thing?
Yeah. So they can't pay out in tickets.
Because tickets are directly
You can
associated with money.
you can buy a ticket for $1.
Right. So then you're winning money, and then there's
Even though you
Cool.
can't sell a ticket for $1.
Yes.
But
It's weird. So they are unable to pay out just directly in tickets. So-
there's all sorts of weird rules about that kind
I
of
mean,
stuff.
gambling and things that are gambling-esque is some of the most heavily regulated
Well, it's one of the
industries
areas
in the world.
I mean, it's one of the areas where it's like where video games have been very, especially now that we're moving into these, even talking about the Street Fighter stuff, moving into these things where there's, multiple different currencies and you can get the money in some ways. Like if you could convert the fight money, which by the way, awesome
Fight
name,
money.
but if you could convert the fight money into the
Zenny.
if it's Zenny, then you start getting into an issue, right? Because then you can convert people playing and how well you do in the game reflects the thing.
What's the currency conversion between fight money and ISK?
Yeah, so then CCP are now regulated for gambling with their Plex and EVE Online. CCP is based out of Iceland, and they have very different laws.
Are they in Iceland?
I thought they were Iceland. Yeah, they're
CCP
Icelandic.
is in Iceland.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but America has very. I do not know what the Icelandic laws are that allow them to do that, but I know America, you cannot do that.
It's also different because you don't. It's completely different in EVE because you don't
win.
You don't enter into a thing and get winnings in. You can earn stuff in the game, but you don't get winnings in Plex. You don't get rewarded in Plex.
Or at least you don't buy CCP.
Yeah.
Buy an official thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember there's that one thing, like, the only time CCP has ever actually done a thing where you could get money out of EVE officially was when they did a thing where you could spend a certain amount of ISK or Plex or whatever to get a graphics card. There's this thing where you could, like, they had a special promo with NVIDIA where you spend a bunch of money and then you get a graphics card. And they sold out in like an hour because people were like, yay, we can turn our vast digital fortunes into real money because we can turn the graphics cards, then we can sell the graphics cards.
Right.
And so they were like, ooh, we probably shouldn't do that.
All right, so stories that we looked at but did not do for the episode. They're going to change how Pluto looks in Elite Dangerous.
Now that we know what
Now that we
Pluto
know
looks
what-
like.
So they're saying, like...
Not yet, but soon.
What's awesome about this is that, because it's obviously Pluto is already in the game, and already, like, you can fly to Pluto and fly around on it.
Right.
So it has a surface, because all the planets are, like, generated. But what's really cool is... And so what they're saying is that now that we have more data about what Pluto looks like, they can go back. So they're not just like going to take. It's not like they're going to just change the texture, so it's the texture from the probe. They're actually going to go in and tweak the design such that you can like fly around in the what people are guessing the like heart-shaped area looks like. Or whatever.
Like the mountain ranges and
Right,
stuff?
yeah.
Oh, cool.
So it's not like you can, because you can actually fly to it and like 3D fly around in it. So the guy was saying it's like, you know, you can fly around in like the cool, there's like a canyon on Charon.
Right.
That they saw.
Deeper than the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, that they saw
apparently.
it. So you can fly through that.
Cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, right. I actually meant to write this one up for the episode. I totally forgot about it. Okay. The Halo 5 Guardians Limited Collector's Edition comes with a digital download for the game. And 343 has now said that if you want, you can trade your digital download to them for a physical copy of the game. Because it didn't originally come with one. But it did come with a steelbook case. Why did it come with a case if it was never originally intended to come with a physical disc? What are you supposed to do with the case?
Put it on your shelf.
Put it on your shelf.
With all the rest of your Halo. It's like.
Put what in it?
Did
But
it come
it's-
with a soundtrack?
No.
I think the idea is that it's like if you have the like all the other Halo steel cases.
Yeah.
Then you want this, because the thing is they did the download code such that they could send it to people a week before the retail release.
Right.
And so they're like, this will be cool. Then you can get it a week before. And then people are like, yeah, but we want the physical copy.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, we'll figure that out. But you get the steelbook, so you can have the steelbook there on your shelf, and every time you see it, you know that you're deep down that you're a fraud, that it's empty. There's nothing inside, or even better, you open it up and there's just like a code inside. It's just so it's just having a special, like the thing that makes special editions special these days is the physical things, right?
Which is a
Which you
statue
get,
of
like really fancy statues,
a statue of
art
Master
books.
Chief and Spartan Locke, a Metal Guardian statue, special packaging, a steelbook game case, and more.
Yeah, so like that's the thing, like usually with these things, just more DLC doesn't do it, right?
Yeah.
People want statues, they want art books, they want soundtracks, all these different things that are physical. And so this is the special edition where you get all these amazing physical products except the actual game that you bought.
Somebody said
That's a download.
somebody in the chat. It went by quickly and I missed the name. It said just put weed in it, and I laughed because I was like, oh man. As a teenager, I knew a lot of other teenagers who would keep weed in like.
Well, if some of the usernames I keep meeting in Destiny is anything to go by, I'm sure that the Halo community has no shortage of
Dank memes.
dank memes. So I joked about Goddess at the end of that one story.
But the actual Goddess game is just it's so grim.
In a total there is no news update. There's still no plan for how they're going to integrate the guy who won the Curiosity Cube, God of Gods thing. So at 22 Cans, which is the company Peter Molyneux founded, but is no longer CEO of. He's just their creative guy now because they determined that maybe someone who's a businessman should run it. There's 25 employees.
Holy shit, what a good idea.
There's 25 employees. Most of them are working on this game called The Trail?
Yes.
Yeah. 6 of them are working on Goddess, because Goddess is out. It's done, but it's not. All the features that they promised in the Kickstarter are not finished, so there's still 6 people working on it. But one of the things they still have not integrated, nor have any idea how they will integrate, is the God of Gods thing that the guy won from Curiosity. So apparently they're keeping in touch with him now, which they weren't for a while.
Which I think he didn't hear anything for a year or something.
Yeah.
And it's just the idea that it's not only is the thing not set up, for him to get his prize, or the money, the integration of the him getting a cut of the revenue and all that stuff. Not only is that not set up, but there wasn't even really a plan for how to set it up. It was just Peter Molyneux talking about what he wanted to happen, but then not actually doing anything to make that happen. Even though he's the CEO, he was at the time the CEO of the company, or the main person of the company. So it's an interesting article or interview to read. For one thing, because it's actually very straight. It's surprisingly straight, in this world of marketing people. It's surprisingly straightforward. And also in this world of marketing people, surprisingly profane.
Yeah, the guy in charge of 22 Cans swears a lot.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
And also quotes Molyneux as swearing a lot. It's pretty funny.
Kickstarter stuff. So this is interesting. Two pieces of Kickstarter news. Shenmue 3 finished up their fundraiser, $5.6 million. The biggest Kickstarter, the biggest video game Kickstarter in history now.
Yeah.
So
Hooray.
And the third largest gaming Kickstarter behind Oculus Rift
and the Ouya?
Behind Ouya and
Exploding Kittens?
yes, Exploding Kittens.
Right. Shenmue 3 just a little higher than Bloodstained, and then a significant leap to Torment, and then Pillars of Eternity.
So basically tons and tons of money, but as we've talked about before, not enough. So
what do we get for 5.6 million?
I don't know.
Who cares? Moving
Nothing.
on.
I'm curious.
Well, I mean, I'm just going to wait for Ian to buy it.
It actually says 6.3 here, so I guess that's
It's now, yeah. There was still some time left on it.
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty, and that's one of the one where, I mean, they've been pretty clear that the money that's going to be a portion of the
overall funding.
of the overall budget, and some of it is going to come from different places. To that end, there's also a game that's currently on Kickstarter called Red Ash.
Yeah.
And this is the new game
from KJ Inafune.
KJ Inafune, which you may remember as well as Mega Man, as the guy doing Mighty Number 9.
Right.
And I say doing Mighty Number 9, not did Mighty Number 9, because Mighty Number 9 is not actually out yet.
Yeah.
It was one of the biggest Kickstarter. I don't know where it was on that list, but it was one of the biggest Kickstarters. It was a couple $1 million.
They're still working on it.
And
yeah,
it is.
It's a little delayed, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely still going to come out. Well, probably still going to come out.
Yeah, it will.
But it has been significantly delayed. And so it's a little bit weird that
Well,
he's already starting on another Kickstarter.
Now, Double Fine did this as well, and people were like, "But you haven't finished the other thing," and Tim Schafer had to be like, "Okay,
We have to
when
keep
we
the
do
thing, yeah.
the one thing, other people are doing it. Like, apart from Inafune, who's like the idea guy for both these projects, nobody working on Red Ash is working on Mighty Number 9, according to their FAQ. Right? So this is like a different...
This is a different team.
So I guess it's like Mighty Number 9. Ifune is like, I've done all the. There's no more thinking to have to be done about.
So I actually have no problem with that.
Right.
My concerns with this Kickstarter, though, is that so it's for an open world RPG. Looks really cool. The concept art looks really sweet. The problem is that what they are kickstarting for $800,000 is what they're asking.
Which is not a lot.
No.
And it is not going to get you the game, in fact.
So the entire Kickstarter is for 8 hours of gameplay.
It's sort of a prequel first. What do they call it?
This is very
First
complicated, unfortunately.
So it's basically what they're doing is in the same way as with Shenmue, where they're like, look, a Shenmue game costs $30 million to make. We can't get that off Kickstarter, but we're going to do this.
Here, I'll link the Kickstarter
well,
in
I
the
feel
chat.
like a Shenmue game doesn't cost $30 million to make now because they don't have to make an engine, though, right?
Well, maybe.
Anyway, with Red Ash, what he's saying is that, look, we want to make this amazing open world game that's like combination anime and 3D stuff.
Yeah.
It's really complicated, really awesome. It's going to be very expensive to make.
Didn't we have this with Hackstein and wasn't it bad?
So what we're doing is we're going to release. We're doing this Kickstarter for a sort of prequel first part of it.
Yeah.
That's looking. The actual game is going to be really big and everything, but this is just going to be a little 8-hour experience.
Yeah.
That's like
they're basically
the first episode.
A couple people have said they're basically kickstarting the ground zeros of the Metal Gear Solid 5 that they intend to make.
And so the idea being that of course they do it and then they get funding from other stuff. The problem is
the $800,000 they're asking for isn't even that whole thing.
Isn't for that. If you look at the Kickstarter, they're already not going to make the game. They're going to be making the sort of pre-version of the game. But then that pre-version of the game, if they only get the $800,000, will actually be a mini pre-version of the game that'll only be half. So it'll only be a 4-hour game. So it's like it's like, so we have this game that we're like teasing you with. We're only going to make the little pre-version of it, and then if we only make the actual goal of our Kickstarter, we're going to make a small version of the pre-version of the big game.
Yeah.
And considering the current status of the Kickstarter, it seems like they're not going to do that much better than their asking price, which is yeah.
It's weird.
It's a little bit. It's one of those things where it feels like
they're also concurrently, a different studio is concurrently kickstarting the anime based on the same world.
Oh, weird.
Oh wait, no. It's still they're running both Kickstarters.
Oh my god, no.
So they're doing 2 simultaneous Kickstarters?
Yeah, Concept.
That's a terrible idea.
Concept is running a Kickstarter for Concept to develop the game. And Concept is running the Kickstarter for Studio 4C to do the anime. It looks like they're going to hit both, but it's not going to be enough to actually get there.
And it's like, it's hard to imagine a result of this that isn't going to have a lot of people being disappointed.
Yeah.
Like if they, like I have no reason to think that they won't come out with what they said they're going to come out with.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit like the we were talking about.
Talking about Clang?
Clang.
Yeah, like
it's a thing where
I'm cool with doing it like Shenmue as long as they're open about it, which they eventually were, where it's like, we're doing this to gauge interest, but we're also going to get funding for it. It's like I feel that that's weird, but if they're open about it, at least people can be like, okay,
People can make that choice.
sure, then people can make the choice, and you can spend your money however you want. But yeah, when you get something like Clang, which was the sword fighting game that they got Neil Stevenson to do some sort of promo for it, and they were not clear on what it was that you were actually kickstarting, and they were kickstarting research into if such a game was feasible, and the Kickstarter went ahead and raised a ton of money.
I raised $500,000.
Yeah, and they did their stuff, and then they were like, nope. Turns out the game's it turns out it's actually not fun. And people are like, so wait, what do we get? And they're like, well, we used your money and did the research, and we worked on a demo, and it turns out that it sucks. So, thanks.
Yeah.
And people are like, what?
Can I get the demo?
Yeah.
Can I get anything?
So it's a little tricky.
Yeah.
And so I hope, obviously I have no problem, people kickstart all sorts of different things, and I don't have any particular, moral thing on Kickstarters, this does not deserve to be a Kickstarter.
Yeah, I don't care about that. People can spend their money however they want.
Yeah, but it's just, I hope that people go into these things with their eyes open, that they know what they are going to get. Best case scenario is not actually a full game.
Yeah.
It is something that you are supporting because of future stuff.
Yeah. And the other big story that we didn't touch on in the actual episode was the massive weapons tuning 2.0 patch for Destiny, because there's too many little things to talk about there. Generally, I think that the changes they're making are good.
Even though they're nuking the Galahorn?
Especially if you read their reasoning for why they've made the changes. There are some specific changes that I have problems with. The Galahorn's not one of them, to be frank. They're reducing the damage that the Wolfpack rounds deal. It's still going to be the best rocket launcher in the game by a massive margin. So, it's comically overpowered at this point. So it's like, okay. But
I always like the idea, thinking about how updates or especially nerfing updates happen in the real, as if it was the real world. You just imagine all the soldiers are getting ready, and just before they go out the door, mechanic comes by, is like, oh, gotta adjust your rocket launcher here to the new specs. Crank.
yeah.
The guy's like, what the? You just made it slower. Yep. That's what the boss says.
Yep.
But what? Can't I just keep my old one? Nope. You have to use the new run now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So, yeah. Can someone fill me in on the plot? What, the plot of Destiny? No. There's not enough time.
There's not enough time, and there's not enough plot.
I don't have time to tell you why I don't have time. Just remember that stellar quote. No, there's not time to explain. I don't have time to explain why I don't have time to explain.
Apparently there was enough time to work out what you wanted to say.
There's enough time to say that awkward-ass sentence. You give me something. Anything? No, you're teleporting away? Great.
We had enough time to explain it, but now that time is used up.
Yeah. Kathleen, are you ready?
Sure. I keep yawning. I'm not jet-lagged. I'm tired because Baxter woke me up at 6:45 to try and get breakfast.
It's just regular lagged. Cat-lagged, really.
Cat-lagged, exactly.
Well...
The cats are from a different time zone.
He really likes...
It's cat time zone.
He really likes being fed, you see.
Mm.
And he's very persistent. He just walks up to you and he's like, meow.
What?
Meow.
No, I'm sleeping.
Meow.
No, I'm asleep. Meow. No, I'm actively sleeping.
Meow.
Go away.
And he's just very persistent, but it will wake me up.
I like
kicks bricks.
I like the Destiny plot summary of, you've been dead for a long time, we have to go.
Yeah.
Time to shoot some mans.
I always remember my friends from sort of the just after high school days, Pat and Jeff, actually the guys from the Skeletor's Dick video, their description for the Ralph Bakshi Hobbit movie, they described as, I'm Gandalf, let's go.
Oh, somebody says...
Because the entire, the beginning of that movie, it's just I'm Gandalf, haul it.
Yeah, somebody said, the cats in the morning being falsely affectionate thing. The thing is, once you feed them, or once you feed Baxter, because Baxter's the one. Baxter is trying to get swole, though, so I appreciate that he's got to get them gains.
He's got to build mass.
But Cavern is very cuddly and snuggly.
Yeah.
He's not doing it for the food. He's doing it because he loves you.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of cats of just like being very almost sort of passive aggressive. It's like I'm gonna wake him up, but I'm gonna wake him up by being really affectionate, so that way they can't get mad at me.
It's perfect.
Cats would totally do that.
Chooch 1080. We've been streaming for about a year and a half now. Well, we've been streaming regularly for a year and a half.
Yeah, and before that was just Magic.
Just sort of Magic stuff weekly. Check out the schedule below, because we sort of run it like a little mini TV station. Everybody has their own show, where everyone does different stuff. So check that out. I'm sure there'll be something that you will like. And Slickman, I enjoyed the Year 1 retrospective Destiny video. I thought that was really cool. And they did ask to use Destiny Tales in it. And I said that was fine. And what I hadn't expected was that they would put in
so much of it.
So much of it, but that they would put in our logo and name. They actually put in like loading ready run and did like the intro, which I appreciated because it would have been very easy for them not to do that. So
that was nice.
I thought that was nice.
I like when it says, "Isn't Baxter already way swole for a house cat?" I
No,
would say,
actually.
Yeah, Baxter is large, but it's mostly fur.
Well, the thing is,
he's very bony.
Baxter's a Maine Coon.
Yeah.
And Maine Coons grow very slowly. Like if you go back and look at lure videos, you can see that he just keeps getting larger and larger. Like even after we've had him for like a year and a half. Because most cats just sort of finish growing at about...
Oh, whoops. Wait.
Like most cats sort of top out after like 6 to 9 months. Maine Coons don't like get fully grown until somewhere between 3 and 5 years old.
Yeah.
And so like I think he's done getting longer, but
I
he's
hope so.
very skinny.
Yeah.
Like if you give him a pat, you can like feel his shoulders and his hips and stuff like that. Like you used to be able to feel his spine. And it's not from lack of feeding him. It's not like we're starving this cat.
You would think.
He gets wet food twice a day, and because like Cavern is half Maine Coon, so he doesn't get too. But Cavern's kind of chunky now because he's old. But like they also just have a bowl of dry food whenever they want it, and like you have to give Maine Coons a lot of food. Like they need to eat a lot.
Zervin, just to clarify some stuff for this week. For Magic streaming is going to be a little different. So normally we stream Magic Online. Graham and James stream it on Thursday.
Yeah.
But this week, James is going to be streaming Magic Online on Friday because it's the Origins pre-release. And so what we're going to do is instead of the regular Magic stream on Thursday, James and myself are going to be streaming the new Duels of the Planeswalkers.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be super cool.
And then James is going to start streaming Magic on Friday at like 10 a.m. because it's pre-release.
Woo!
Magic Online pre-release, and he's basically going to stream Magic all day.
Yeah.
Until Alex
you don't want a Maine Coon? Despite their lovely personalities, why wouldn't you want a Maine Coon? It's an enormous cat the size of a dog, or bigger than many dogs I've
with
met,
the disposition
actually.
of a dog.
The disposition of a dog, and enough fluff to last forever. They're so sweet. They are very talkative, though.
I like the idea that you could have a cat whose fluff runs out.
Is that on cooling mode?
Yes.
Great. I guess you should close the door then
They're
so that it
the
works.
ugliest kitties. Fur everywhere. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I came back from vacation and there was
to,
like drifts, like dust bunnies just drifting across the living room.
I used to have a hamster. I used to have hamsters, and one of them kind of had the same thing that Cavern's got, or that Baxter is going.
Yeah.
Is that I had 2 hamsters. They're teddy bear hamsters, and they came from sort of a mixed family, I guess. So one was long hair and one was short hair, and they were both the same size when you first look at them, but one of them was like half the weight of the other one because they were the same size, but one of them, it was mostly fur and one of them was mostly body. And so you're like, oh, here's a nice hamster. Oh, this hamster is skinny.
Yeah.
So teeny.
Tribble and Zog.
Giant food bills.
My
I
two
mean,
hamsters.
I guess we spend more money than the average pet owner on cat food because both the cats eat so much. But cat food, like,
I guess.
pretty cheap. Like, it's like $1.39 for a can that lasts a long time. Even with feeding 2 cats twice a day. And, like, kibble's not that expensive. I mean, I guess it would... You know what, though? I bet if we got a smaller cat, all of a sudden we'd be like, holy shit, we are spending so much less money. Right? It would... I've always just spent a lot of money on cat food.
I just had an idea.
What's this?
I just tell people what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
But
smart.
that just gets rid of the surprise.
Yeah. Kathleen,
Yes.
let's begin to welcome some subscribers.
How about a cats like my parents? That's too many cats.
That's a lot of cats.
That's too many cats.
First up today,
Yes.
defeated by username Kaiju.
Oh no! Holy shit. Well, I mean, we gotta have a heroic turn in this story, right?
Yeah, it's that's the you know, everything's going really well, and then there's a sudden
There's a setback.
sudden crisis.
Well, I mean, like, you can't have,
It's only you have the crisis so that you can come back more victorious and stronger than ever.
alright. Let's see here. As we all know, in the username saga, the username guy broke out of the username factory and was pursued by the username police, then had to go username undercover, and then got shanghaied into being on a username pirate ship, but then got keel-hauled by username pirates and escaped to a desert island and had a very traumatic time, but eventually got back and decided to retire because he'd had a very long and exciting life. Unfortunately, then a username Kaiju rose out of the ocean, and then so he had to come out of username retirement, put on the username Jaeger, and then he did some username punches and kicks.
I
Robot
forgot
style?
that was part of the same
Yeah, no, this is season 2.
storyline.
The extensive recaps are basically now the entire commercial at this point. But now there has been a sudden setback. He's been, despite some incredible punches, whoop, and some amazing kicks, which I actually won't do because I'm kind of sitting like cross-legged on this chair and it would require unfolding a lot of my body. Yeah, imagine this is a foot. Foot!
I've been footed. I'm impressed with Kathleen's memory too. I wouldn't have been able to keep track of the whole thing.
I omitted some parts.
Yeah.
Anyhow, there's some punching. I'm the username Jaeger. You be the username Kaiju.
What? Oh.
Well, you have to defeat me.
Laser breath.
Oh no! I've been defeated by a username Kaiju. Oh, I've username down in the dumps. Maybe I'll have some username whiskey and nurse my wounds. Will my username confidence come back? Will I be able to triumph over this terrible username Kaiju?
No. I don't think I'm the Kaiju. No.
Well, tune in next month for the continuation of the username saga.
This is when like then it cuts to him in like the username bar, like passed out on the table.
Yeah.
And then he comes in, and then he has the like the plucky young, apprentice or whatever comes in and is like, I believed in you once.
Marcanius. Marcanius
God,
with a 9-month resubscription.
I'm totally out of practice for these.
This is going to be great. We'll ramp back into it.
Let's see. Do.
Do.
Marcanius was a bard. He went around and sang songs to inspire adventurers. And he said, hey, I bet you can punch that basilisk. And they said, sorry, where did you come from? And the basilisk then punched them to death. But he didn't let that small setback stop him. Marcanius was a bard, and he decided he could go help people. So he went to the next set of adventurers, and he said, hey, don't worry about that owlbear. And they said, wait, how did you get here? And then the owlbear went rah, rah, rah. And Marcanius maybe thought, I should retire.
Bop, 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 bop.
Basilisks, very, very dangerous animals, known for their ability to punch people.
How long were you in the bathroom, Kiriyama? Because we started an hour ago.
Some people have problems, Graham. Don't make fun of them.
I'm sorry. Comrade Barrick with a 5-month resub. Welcome back, Comrade Barrick.
Okay, one
Do,
second.
do, 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 do.
No, stop that. Kathleen, I did not see the Paul Marshall from last week, but people told me it was amazing, so maybe, Paul, you can take over?
I actually have to go pretty soon for
Oh.
actually getting food. But
Oh, how convenient.
it's amazing how the timing worked out there.
All right, Comrade Barrick. All right. Hello, everyone. Are you looking for Russian surplus missiles? If so, just give convenient hand signal. If you are looking for Russian surplus missiles, come to Comrade Barrick's warehouse of Russian surplus missiles. We do not have a strong grasp of the English language and obfuscating names for our warehouse of Russian surplus missiles, but you know what we do have? Russian surplus missiles. But remember, come down and give complicated hand signal, and we will sell you Russian surplus missiles.
Unspoken Kibbles.
I like that they're not like surface to air or surface to surface missiles. They're just surface.
surplus. No, they're surplus.
Oh,
Surplus.
surplus. Oh, I thought it was surface missiles. I
No.
was like, surface to. They just start at the surface and kind of blow up. Surplus.
Unspoken Kibbles with a 4-month resub.
Unspoken kibbles.
The Unspoken Kibbles.
You gonna go anywhere with that?
No,
there is a kibble.
we do not speak of it.
There's a secret kibble.
Hi, everyone. Are you concerned about the health of your special dog friend? Is dog food not good enough for your dog friend? Because your dog may be a dog, but that doesn't mean he's any less of a person. Why not try some unspoken kibbles? That's right. They're imbued with eldritch magic that will help your dog live life to the fullest, but maybe also while being possessed by a demon. But he will be very full of vigor and vim, I can assure you. Unspoken kibbles, because your dog's not just a regular dog, he has a demon in him now.
Nice.
I'm imagining them. They're like regular kibble, but they're just formed into like little pentagrams.
Yeah.
Each one.
Briars the Fox with an 18-month resub. Woo, Briars the Fox.
Let's see.
Do, do, do,
No.
do.
Not everything needs to be a song, Graham.
It doesn't have to be a song. That could be just the soundtrack to something you're speaking.
That's the soundtrack to my thinking noise.
Driving down the road, tail fin sticking out the back window, rope to the bumper, nose sticking out the passenger window.
Let's see.
Is this transporting a whale?
Briar's the Fox. Let's see. Problem is, when I've done so many of these, like, I've got to keep finding new inspiration for these usernames, right?
Mhm.
I try
Well-
not to repeat myself, unless you're Cortanios.
Think about the last couple of weeks. Maybe you have you saw
New-
something on
New
your
experiences.
your voyage abroad.
No,
Give you
no.
different.
No.
No?
No, I took no inspiration from spending 2 weeks immersed in another culture and country. I don't know about you, Graham, but I found it to be a completely joyless experience. Oh, yeah.
Seen it. Yeah.
You could do Briars the Fox's Squirrel Village.
Oh, yeah, okay. Hey, everybody, do you like to touch small animals? Well, come on down to Briars the Fox's Squirrel Village. We can't let you touch foxes because they would more or less just bite your arms off. But you know what? You can touch squirrels. That's right. For a $2 admission fee, you can come into my squirrel village, and a bunch of squirrels that are kind of tame, but not really tame and could leave any time, but they choose to stick around because there's a lot of food here, are going to come and, like, I don't know, fuck around on you, I guess. Basically, you put out your hand and we'll give you some peanuts, but we put a glove on your hand so the squirrels don't bite you, but they might try to bite you anyhow, but in an experimental kind of way and not an actual drawing blood way. And then they're just gonna, like, crawl around on you. Get in your shit. Isn't that cute? Give me $2. Briar's the Fox's Squirrel Village. That is a thing we went to in
We
Japan.
did that. It was great.
It was approximately $2.
Yeah, 200 yen, and you get squirrels to climb all over you.
It was so cute.
It was. Gina Mahavira with a 16-month resub.
I've done so many Gina Mahavira jokes.
Yup. Well, they're not really jokes. It's mostly just singing.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean,
More so than a lot of other usernames.
It
does
sounds
have a
very
certain,
musical.
It has a certain rhythm to it.
Yes. Squirrels will bite. No. It was actually really adorable.
It nibbled a little.
Yeah, it was like a nibbly kind of bite.
It's weird because obviously there's squirrels around in Victoria, but I am always highly suspicious of those squirrels.
These are different squirrels.
Yeah, I would guess that I would not want to go to a place where there's just a whole bunch of the squirrels that we have here in Victoria.
No.
I think
Like
they
they're-
would probably try to hurt me.
Yeah, they're a different animal. Like, they're clearly squirrels, but they're different.
Yeah.
Oh, Gina
know.
Mahavira has that 80s song, Convent Harry Potter Curse.
Right. Yeah, we just got back from vacation in Japan. Orenshin
Do you-
Metuant.
Do you have the thing with squirrels like here, where there's just like, if there's just like a squirrel by itself, like climbing up a tree, and you're walking by the tree, you're like 50-50 sure that squirrel is just gonna jump at your face. It's like there's no reason why he's not jumping at my face
That's
right
never
now.
crossed my mind
No?
before, Paul. No, not unless I was carrying a bag of peanuts near my face.
Well, I'm just like, I don't think he's gonna like try to kill me. It's like he might. There's nothing stopping him from jumping at my face right now, and I don't like that. I don't know how squirrels think.
The mind of a squirrel is a terrible thing.
A terrible thing to waste. Maybe just a terrible thing to taste. What kind of
I
diseases
think
can you
it's
get
just a
if you
terrible
eat a
thing.
squirrel brain?
I don't know. I'm not
Alright.
gonna try.
I just
Gina
try not to eat
Mahavira.
brains of other things.
Yeah. Taking off.
I'm taking off.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna go get some lunch, and then I'm gonna be back for things on my stream,
Woo!
where hopefully I'll be finishing up Portal Stories Mel. I believe I am near the end. Woo. All right, see you in a bit.
Okay.
All right. Hey, everybody. Are you looking for a new take on urban cuisine? You grow your own food and you stick to the 100-mile diet, but you still want more. Maybe you're looking for some meat, but you live in the city and you can't really, farm sheep on the top of your artisanal Brooklyn loft. Well, come on down to Gina Mahavira's ethical 100-mile butcher shop, where all of the meat comes from within 100 miles of here. And we use ethical meat that has no impact on the carbon footprint of your lifestyle. It's mostly rats and squirrels and skunks and raccoons. I mean, a lot of people might call it roadkill, but we call it ethically sourced 100-mile meat. So I really believe the distinction's up to you. So come on down today and save the world and spend a lot of money on ethically sourced 100-mile meat, which is not exactly roadkill, but mostly roadkill. Thanks, goodbye.
Chrono 2X with a 10-month resub.
Chrono 2X.
Chrono 2X.
Oh man, that sounds super hardcore. 100-mile meat. Let's see. In the not too distant future. Oh wait, that's the intro to Mystery Science Theater.
It could be the intro to other stuff.
That is true. In the not too distant future, but distant enough that it seems futuristic or, exciting. But not like in a RoboCop kind of way, which is too close for comfort. Especially now, if you go back and watch RoboCop, you're like, I really see what Paul Verhoeven was going for with this movie, especially now that Donald Trump appears to have a serious run for a presidential...
No, he doesn't.
Anyhow, in the not too distant future, a superhero rises up, and his name is Chrono 2X. And yeah, that's super cool. It's his online handle, because in the not too distant future, everybody's like super online, which is more online than they are now, in some meaningful way that is not clearly established in this movie. But join the adventures of Chrono 2X as he fights future stuff. And yeah, he is the hero that the future deserves and needs because everybody else's username is some kind of dank meme variation and doesn't really inflict fear into the hearts of men. It's really hard to get, like, quivering in your boots when somebody's like, hey, hold it right there, asshole. I'm Bluntman420X dank meme everyday XX. It's not the same.
I asked this on Twitter the other day. Does someone have is there a central authority we can refer to for what makes a meme dank? Because it seems to be being applied to just any meme. Is every meme dank now? I need to know these things. I have to stay hip with the lingo.
I feel like some dankness research was conducted while we were away, but it didn't. We missed out on it.
Pharmacist Judge with a 5-month resub.
Hey everybody, are you looking for some consumable drugs to go with your justice? Come on down to Pharmacist Judge One-Stop Shop. If you're found guilty of drug offenses, I'll convict you, but also write you a prescription, or also fill your prescription for methadone. That's right. If you're a chronic drug offender, why not get everything done in one place by coming down to Pharmacist Judge's drive-through pharmacy and justice center? Our motto is, if you need drugs, we can give you drugs, and if you're sentenced for drugs, we can also give you drugs. Pharmacist Judge, you get what you get.
I have to convene a think tank.
Think tank? Oh, Know Your Meme has actually had... Assessing means is a dankless job. Good grief.
Sorry.
Okay.
Kilroym1 with a 2-month resub. Kilroym1.
Daryl Dutch says, Graham, only the dank memes are dank. You are such a granddad.
Oh.
Bye, Sedento. I'm glad you finally got to catch a CheckPoint live. We're a little out of, like, I'm a little rusty on this, but I hope you had fun. Academic think dank. Oh, dank memes are ironic memes.
Used to mock memes that have exhausted their comedic value to the point of being trite or cliched. Okay. So this being satirically, that's sort of what I figured. Like, oh, so edgy. Wow, look at that Google trend.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's new.
Well memed, sir.
Okay, I like ironic memes. I'm glad we
Or
have
making
an
fun of it anyway. Yeah.
I'm glad we have an ironic term for ironic memes now.
I sent you to rehab in a year's worth of methadone, but I was arrested for jaywalking. 1 year methadone.
Pick up your prescription on the way out. Let's see.
Kilroy M1.
Kilroy, right. I was like, why are you saying that? That doesn't make sense.
Word salad.
Kilroy M1.
Rapid abdomen shoes.
Is that another subscriber?
No. That's a Day Job Orchestra quote.
Okay. Well, it could be both.
1, 2, 3 rapid abdomen shoes.
Alright.
I have a sheep doing roofing over at my house. Come and drop in. We'll put on Zeppelin and eat cheddar cheese.
Wow. We're weird.
Yep.
Maybe this is why people didn't talk to us much in Japan. Although, probably the language barrier, mostly.
More likely that.
Yeah. Right, Kilroy M1. Hey everybody, are you going abroad and you need some really, really fast language tips because you're going to a place where they don't speak English? Well, joke's on you because everyone speaks English everywhere. So why not sign up for Kilroy M1's Quick English in a Hurry classes? That's right. If you're going abroad and you don't speak English, but everywhere else speaks English, so you're one of the only people who doesn't speak English, we'll teach you how to speak English real quick. But not just any English, we'll teach you to blend in with the cool kids so you can have a cool time. Why waste your time asking for pointless things like, where is the bathroom, when there's probably a sign with a picture of a toilet or a man or a lady on it, or something, when you could say things like, direct me to your dankest memes. All of these are useful phrases for when you're traveling abroad and you need to find a bar or a hotel or just a place to deposit your urine in an increasingly urgent manner. That's right. Come on down to Killer I Am One's language school. We'll teach you to say word salad, cheddar cheese stuff. Bye.
Love it. I can tell you exactly where the cheddar cheese thing is from, Lord Zorana. You don't. It's not an Alexism. It's from the Day Job Orchestra, one of their Next Generation dubs. Grey Wanderer, yes, the Loading Time Digest. Ray has finished it, and sorry it's delayed this month.
But he was out of the country.
I need to review it, and then we'll get it up in the next day or two. So, May Batara with a 10-month resub. Happy in Paraguay. Take me to your memer.
Oh, boo. Okay. Maybe Tara. Hi, everybody. Are you looking for a delightful assortment of exotic tropical fish to dazzle and impress your guests? Come on down to Maybatara's probably not illegal discount aquarium. We've got all sorts of fancy fishes that you might find delicious if they were edible, which most of them are poisonous, so we don't recommend it. We've got all sorts of fish, such as this fish, the shiny fish. We've got this fish, the shinier fish. And we've got this fish, the really, really cute fish, except that it eats all the other fish, so maybe put that one in a tank by itself. We don't know what these fish are called because they kind of fell off the back of a truck, or at least the equivalent thereof in the fish trade. But you know what? They sure are cheap and exotic and probably not edible. But you know what? If you want to try it, that's not our problem. Come on down to Maybatara's discount aquarium stuff today.
Gentro Silva.
I love your shinier fish, really.
Gentro Silva with an 18-month resub. Welcome back, Gentro Silva.
Gentro Silva. Okay. Alright. Oh, that was not Maybatara, it was maybe Tara. We've lost the intercaps.
Sorry, maybe Tara. Maybe Tara, maybe not.
Alright. Gentro Silva. Hi, everybody. Are you sick of seeing inexplicably funded commercials for likely illegal businesses and you're thinking, holy crap, is there anywhere I can go where that's not obviously part of a sting operation? Or maybe just not giving my money directly to the mafia or somebody who's building moats filled with exotic animals that have probably been stolen? I mean, you can't technically prove it, but they did fall off the equivalent of a truck or however alligators or exotic shiny fish or... I mean, Christ, what is... Does television standards not exist anymore? Anyhow, why not come down to Gentro Silva's general store, where all of our stuff has been legally obtained and you won't be arrested for shopping here. That's literally our motto because you've seen our competitors' commercials. And remember, they may be cheaper, but you won't get arrested for coming here. Gentro Silva's general store. We have stuff that you can buy and not feel bad about.
All right. Cortanios.
I was just thinking about him for recycling jokes. Let's see. I saw Fugi posting that while we were away, actually.
What, this?
That browse dank memes
Image?
thing.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Are you gonna put it on the screen?
Continue.
All right.
Don't let me distract you.
I mean, it's kind of distracting when you're surfing the internet and there's animated GIFs playing, I'm not gonna lie. It's like, oh, what's that? Oh, you can leave that up if you want. I feel like that's pretty accurate to what's going on here. Alright, what's this? Cortanios, right. Hey, everybody, have you seen our competitor Gentro Silva's Gentro store? Advertisements making fun of all of the other illegal businesses around here, and you're thinking, wow, I do like ethically sourced things that won't make me go to jail, but I don't want to pay full price for it. Why not come on to Cortanios' house of Corinthian leather and lightly stolen goods? That's right, our goods are cheaper because they're only lightly stolen. What does that mean? 20% savings to you. Don't ask questions. We've got some trucks here, though. I mean, maybe stuff fell off it, maybe it didn't, but you know what those trucks are lined with? Rich Corinthian leather. We've got old memes, new memes, dank memes, all sorts of memes. So come on down today and don't pay full price when you could pay slightly less at Cortanios' mostly legal general store.
Sorry, I was laughing at rich Corinthian memes. Wow, that's good.
Lightly stolen.
Rake X! The 7-month resub. Rake X.
It's a finger off the 5-finger discount. It was only stolen using 4 fingers, so it's not it's not a 5-finger discount. They couldn't use their thumbs, so they were less efficient at stealing.
Okay.
Break X. Oh, this is his very first Kathleen commercial. What? Wait, I guess lightly stolen is what the 95% new meant on that keyboard I bought? Actually, really?
I assume the rest is recycled.
Why 95%
I don't know.
new?
Don't look at me. Ace Master, no, I haven't. We haven't had opportunity to yet because Kathleen and I were out of the country when the pre-release happened. But the other, a bunch of the rest of them did. Actually, while Kathleen's doing the one for Rake X, I'm going to find you the latest episode of Tap Tap Concede, where James and Cam and Serge talked about their
pre-release experiences. We did not go to the pre-release. We thought about, or Graham suggested, and I was like, I don't speak Japanese, and I don't know what these, and I don't read Japanese, and I don't know what these cards mean, and I think that's a really terrible idea. So I vetoed it. All right, 20% make it a 1-finger discount.
Look, we don't need to talk about it.
Look, do you want a discount or not? All right, Rake X. He's the new WWE wrestler. He's about to make his debut, and he is really tough. In fact, he was on Tough Enough, and then he was in NXT, and then he was on, what's the other one that we're not allowed to mention? TNA? Very briefly. But then he came back to NXT, and then he got promoted because somebody got injured, like Wade Barrett or something. One of those mid-card wrestlers that always does a pretty good job, and then you're sitting there, and they're like, oh, Wade Barrett's out. And you're like, oh, right, Wade Barrett's a thing. He's doing, like, a king thing right now, and he's got, like, little UK tight shorts.
I love that you know just enough that this all works. It's great.
Anyhow, he's like Kevin Owens, but he's not Canadian. And by the way, have you seen Kevin Owens? That guy looks like a Canadian drug dealer. This guy's from Vermont, and he looks like a Vermontian drug dealer, which is basically the same thing. Anyhow, Rake X, coming soon to WWE until somebody else comes back from injury.
Wow. That's really good.
Sorry, we watched WWE last night because Graham had to catch up.
I wanted to watch Battleground. It was cool. Catherine kicks balls.
What the fuck? Competing company?
I guess. I don't know.
What does a Canadian drug dealer look like? I'm not even joking, Kevin Owens. I'm from Prince George, which is a very tough place, and if Kevin Owens was not a professional wrestler, I could easily see him selling drugs somewhere.
Look,
Like-
he's even got a split nose.
He's got like a shirt with no sleeves on it. He looks like seriously, I have been in enough like crummy bars up north where a guy like this comes in, is drunk, and is trying to pick a fight, and you just run. Is Damien Sandow still around? I love that guy. I don't know.
He
Yeah, Phoenix Melior says, that's what a Canadian drug dealer looks like, and oh, that dude totally sells drugs. This guy doesn't. Kevin Owens just looks like that's probably part of his character. I feel if he didn't have that haircut and beard, he would not look exactly like a drug dealer, but he really does.
Damien Sandow was super over, and they did not capitalize on him for some stupid reason. He still exists.
Phoenix Miller, I've been through enough metal shows, can confirm. I think I bought bikes from that guy. Stolen bikes. 4-finger discount. Lightly stolen.
Catherine kicks balls.
I am offended.
You can sabotage them.
Alright. Well, no, because this is their commercial for Catherine Kicks Balls.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess I gotta do this from the competing company's point of view. So let me just get into character here. Alright. Hi, everybody. My name is Catherine, and as you've probably heard many times from my competitor, Kathleen, she thinks she can run a ball kicking business, but it's been months and months, and they're yet to kick a single ball, and they've yet to turn a profit, so I really don't know what they're doing over there. But clearly, if you have ball kicking money laying around, you should not be investing it in one of Kathleen Kicks Ball's ball kicking schemes, because they're clearly very incompetent. I don't think she's ever kicked a ball. In fact, I think if she was to encounter a ball, she wouldn't know whether to kick it or just to run away screaming, because it would be a new concept to her. Huh.
Wow.
Dead snap. Yeah, take it, bitch. Meh. Anyhow, Catherine Kicks Balls is an actual ball kicking service. And unlike Kathleen Kicks Balls, we don't have any kind of ethical qualms that will prevent us from making money. That's right. If you're into it because of a sex thing, fine. That's your business, not our business. We're just conducting a business transaction. Yeah, that's right. Catherine Kicks Balls. Because sometimes you actually want someone to kick a ball, and you can't count on our competitors.
Nice. And last one, Bibite Noir, who apparently is Black Mosquitoes. According to Bibite Noir.
Black mosquitoes, really?
Use my personal English translation,
Oh,
says Bibite Noir. I mean, noir, we know.
yeah.
And Bibite,
I mean,
Sure, go for it.
All right, black mosquitoes. More like black bug. I guess bebitten is actually a word. In what, German maybe?
Bibite is like critter.
Okay.
So anyway, black mosquito, do whatever you want.
Oh, it's Quebec slang.
Did you guys participate in the trending Twitter thread of what kids from this generation won't know about the 90s?
Not having the internet. Easy.
What do you feel kids from this generation won't get about the 90s?
Seriously, just not having access to the internet at any time that you need it.
The inexplicable star power of Pauly Shore?
Ugh.
How you couldn't watch TV whenever you wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
That's messed up.
Because there was no demand. There was like
you
no...
could record, you could tape, you could tape stuff on a VCR, but that was unusual. So if you missed your show,
Mr. Blobby.
no.
Best answer.
No.
We're done. We're done.
All right, a bit noir. Do it.
Alright. Black bugs. Hey everybody, are you looking to get rid of a person? No questions asked, except the question asked is how willing are you to get rid of this person? Are you willing to pay us a lot of money? Great. That's the only question we'll ask. But if you're willing to do that and you get some money to pay to us to get rid of a person, come on down to Babitten Noir's Black Mosquito Warehouse. That's right, we got a bunch of those mosquitoes from way up north in Canada that'll strip a man's flesh from his bones, piranha style, and we put him in a big box and they're hungry. So you just deliver us a person that you want to get rid of and we'll send you a bag of bones in about a week. No questions asked, except where do you want the bones shipped, so I guess there's 2 questions.
Love it. Actually, here's an amazing '90s relic. I have it in the next room.
Oh, really?
I'll have to see if I can find it. But I found it at a secondhand store. It's amazing. The transition from rotary phones to touchtone phones, because we had rotary phones in my house when I was a kid, and with the touchtone phone, it was the noise made by the different numbers. Initially, it was the noise made by the different numbers that made it dial. And so there's this thing. It's made by AT&T. It's a little thing like this with a keypad and a speaker on it, and you could program phone numbers into it. And then you could be like, I want to dial number 1, like you saving a contact list to this little hunk of plastic. And then the speaker would play the noises from a touch-tone phone. So you'd pick up your rotary phone handset and play the speaker into the phone, and it would go, oh, I know what phone number you mean, and dial it.
That's so weird. Because, yeah, it was all audio-based, and this is something I can't quite wrap my head around. Phone phreaking was a thing sort of in the 80s and into the sort of the late 80s, early 90s a little bit, I think, but they mostly got it fixed by then. Because it was all based on sound recognition, you could, like the term was freak, but basically you could fake out a phone by making noises.
You could get free long distance.
You could get free long distance or like hack into things. Basically just by playing tones or making tones. And one of the most famous phone phreakers was a blind guy who had obviously really good hearing and could produce different frequencies very accurately.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's very weird.
Okay, so
There's this dude who could control the systems with the sounds he made. That is a very, 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 very famous guy.
So we have done the 15 full sub-commercials, but there are just about as many to run through quickly now. Are you ready for the amuse-bouches?
Sure.
Alrighty.
Amuse-bouche means mouth amusement.
Zaragonos with a 19-month resub.
Zaragonos coming soon to StarCraft 2. Best unit. He's OP. Banned in Korea. Wait and you'll see.
That was really good. Psychic Ketchup with a 17-month resub.
Psychic Ketchup knows when you want ketchup on your hot dogs because it's psychic. Unfortunately, it's also self-aware and will scream while you're eating it. Maybe don't buy it.
That sounds awful.
I know.
Traco Gamer with a 19-month resub.
Traco Gamer. He's a man, half octopus. That's I guess that's Taco Gamer, but T-A-K-O Gamer. Traco Gamer. He's real good. Got 8 arms to control the stuff. That one wasn't great.
Devin Sanity with a 19-month resub.
Dev Insanity, or is it Dev Insanity? They sound the same, but they mean different things. One day we'll get this straight. We tend to alternate when we do these commercials.
Caffeinated Lemur with a 23-month resub.
Lemur's already notoriously unstable. Who gave these guys an espresso? I'm just imagining the lemur's just like lunging at the glass and like frothing at the mouth. And like children running and screaming. And they're like,
wow.
There's a little there's like a barista in the back being like, what? I was told to be here.
I'm doing my job. The barista's like an orangutan. He's just like,
Orangutans are like so bad at steaming milk too. There's not even.
They never clean the wand.
No,
Anyway.
it's so gross.
Krullenker with a 12-month resub.
Krullenker.
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 12-month resub.
Ooh, a year. I'm still laughing at the idea of just ferocious, rabid lemurs just like hitting the glass. They slide down the glass and leave a little trail of drool and coffee. I have a vivid imagination, okay? That was hilarious until it was disgusting.
Oh.
Oh, no, not cleaning the steam wand?
Oh, probably that.
Oh, that's so gross. If you ever go to... Serge is very seriously into coffee.
Yeah.
Every time he... if he goes into a coffee shop or a place that serves espresso, and he sees what he calls a snowball situation,
Whoa.
where the wand looks like a snowball, he will tell everybody, don't get any kind of steamed milk drink there. Alright, okay. Kronkir. Hey everybody, I'm a dwarf. My name is Kronkir, and you can't have my axe. It's my axe, and it's very nice. Saved up for it. Gift for my wife.
Eldrin13 with a 10-month resub.
Eldrin13, that's my name. Summoning Eldritch Beasties, that's my game. I've tried to call Cthulhu many times, but his secretary says he'll get back to me.
Van Bale with a 6-month resub.
Van Bale, we're a service. We have a van, we'll deliver you a bale of hay. One van, one bale, what more do you want? Come on, tell me if you want one. I don't got all day, Van Bale.
Rassilon D&D with a 3-month resub.
Rassilon, D&D. D&D stands for Department of Defense. That's right, if your name is Rassilon and someone threatens you, we'll put a missile in their butt.
A surface-to-surface missile?
Yes.
No, a surplus surface missile.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was
good.
it really that hard to understand what I was saying?
No, I don't know. The chat was talking about it afterwards. They were like, is a surface missile just like a mine? All right. Nazzle 10 with a 3-month resub.
Hey everybody, on a scale of 1 to Nazzle, you're a Nazzle 10. What does that mean? I don't know. This is just a short commercial, so I don't have to elaborate. Surplus to surface missile, also known as falling off the truck. Oh, finger discount.
Sam Demise. Alex stream. There's a schedule below the window. If you scroll down, Alex streams Tuesdays from 3 p.m. Pacific. Zenui, I think. Zenuis.
Yeah, Zenuis.
A new subscriber.
Ooh, Zenuis.
Zenui. Welcome to the channel.
Hi everybody, my name is Zenui. Bad French accents, that's for me. Hold on, there's gonna be another verse, but I can't.
One more verse. Sorry, go ahead.
One more line. What does Zenui even mean? I don't know, that's up to Kathleen.
But she won't tell you either.
I don't have to elaborate. I don't answer to no one.
Nilet, the 6-month resub.
Is that a little bee avatar?
Might be. I can't tell.
I can't really tell.
I don't think so.
I know, it could be super based.
Nilet.
Nilet. Alright. Nihilit, it's like nihilism, but a lot easier to grasp. I mean, if you've seen the plot of The Big Lebowski, you know it doesn't really get resolved. Is that nihilism's fault? I don't know. It's been a while since I saw that movie, but Graham had some complaints.
Wow. Nick is Nick 4 with a 6-month resub.
Oh, jeez.
Almost done. Home stretch.
I know. I'm just starting to run out of rhymes now. If Nihilit's in the chat, let me know if that's a little bee. It could be a little bee, but I'm not sure.
Doesn't look.
It's a very small picture on our end.
Yeah.
Okay. Nick is Nick 4. Hey everybody, do you want a new nickname? Come on down to Nick is Nick 4's Nickname Trading Exchange Warehouse. We'll take a nickname from you and give you another one. Warning, all our surplus nicknames are dank.
EC as that with a 17-month resub.
Wow.
EC as that.
Wow, my brain's only going one place. Hey, you know, when Tom Petty sang "Don't Do Me Like That," he didn't mean EC as that. I know this happens a lot because they're very easily confused, but please stop associating me with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Seriously, the only thing I could think of was "Don't Do Me Like That."
That's fine.
Which is a good song.
Last one. Last one.
Last one. Hooray!
Aussie Guy 88 with a 19-month resub.
Aussie guy, 88. Was he born in 88? Now I feel old. Were we talking about the 90s just to explain it to this guy?
He was born in 88, would have grown up during the 90s. There's Aussie Guy 98. Probably doesn't remember most of it.
Yeah, but if you're born in 88, like most parts of the 90s you're not going to have a meaningful interaction with.
Yeah,
Like-
I guess so.
Like, how much of the early 80s do you remember?
Well, because I wasn't born.
Okay, how much of the mid 80s do you
All right.
remember?
You're right. And there's Paul. We gotta go, because we're late.
Yeah, we're cutting into Paul time.
All right. Don't go away. Stream will go offline and we'll come right back on with Paul, and he's playing more Portal 2 today, right? Portal Stories today. So don't go away. Thank you so much to all of the new subs. Goodbye.